This week was the start of my second cycle. So 21-week cycles. And so in week one, I have Keytruda, Gem, and Carbo. And so this was my third Carbo, and I had a response or a reaction to the Carbo this week. So they do the pre-meds first, then the Keytruda, then the Gem, and the Carbo is last. Started the Carbo, and 15 minutes into it, I started getting really runny sinuses, runny eyes, runny nose, blowing my nose, coughing. And so Todd said, hit the call button. And so I hit the call button, and one of the nurses came in, and we let her know that I was having a reaction. And so she was looking at my symptoms, and apparently my face started becoming very flush. And so they stopped the Carbo. They hooked up the blood pressure cuff and the oxygen to my finger, and my oxygen level was showing pretty low in the 80s. And so they ordered Benadryl and Pepsid and put an oxygen tube in my nose, and had me concentrate on my breathing. So as that's happening, I started getting abdominal cramps and a little bit of throat restriction in my upper throat. And so then they just had me concentrating on my breathing until the Benadryl and the Pepsid could kick in. So it was like 5 minutes between when I hit the call button and when they had me hooked up and monitoring my oxygen. And they had ordered the Benadryl and the Pepsid. And so then it took about another 20 minutes where I could start feeling the relief from the Benadryl and the Pepsid after they got that delivered to the room. In the meantime, they kept monitoring me. I had wheezing, the flushing, the hot flash got a little more intense. I ended up getting some rash and some hives on my arms and my back, and a little bit of chest restriction. And then at first, when I had the hot flash, I was too hot, took off my sweater, and then once the Benadryl started kicking in, all of a sudden I got the chills. It was too cold. So I ended up with 3 blankets on me. And then pretty much my symptoms were gone, except my legs and arms were I was very itchy all over. And then I was very wiggly from my legs down. The nurse described it as restless leg syndrome, RLS. So I had a little bit of that. And then as that started to subside, I was able to, I fell asleep from the Benadryl. And so I slept for about 45 minutes. And when I woke up, all of the symptoms were gone. So from when I hit the call button to when I fell asleep was probably about 30 minutes of the reaction to the Carbo. But then after falling asleep from the Benadryl and waking up, I was pretty much symptom free. The nurse said it was one of the more intense reactions that she has seen. I got about all of the reactions from the carbo that a person can get, um, except I didn't get anaphylactic. I just got the restriction in my throat, so not too bad. But my start here of my chemo has not been going smoothly. So we're going to reassess on Monday what the medication, the chemo will be, and I might end up having to make some changes.